Hey guys, it's Scott with Scottie B Cards, and in this video, I picked up a true holy grail for baseball card collectors. So typically, I do not make videos about my pickups in this fashion. I mean, my channel is usually about like learning and education and cool things that I find and so forth. But in this particular case, I am actually picking up, and I'm going to show the process. I'm not telling you what the card is yet, but I'm picking up a card that is a true holy grail. Holy grails in sports cards is a term that's thrown around very loosely, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing. A grail to somebody in particular can change depending on where they're at, what they're collecting, who they collect. A Billy Butler collector like myself, I have a Hope Diamond from 2011 Topps Update back there. Maybe that's your grail. I just won one for $9 on auction, and that's cool. If it's rare and you find it and you get it, that's a grail, that's great. There's also grails in a particular case for specific players. Specific players sometimes have a specific, generally accepted best card, and that is a grail for that specific player. And in this video, I have a grail for a specific player. I'm not going to tell you who quite yet, but I'm going to show you me driving to pick it up, me picking it up, and me talking to the owner after I picked it up and explaining what makes this card special. So sit back, relax, and enjoy me picking up my holy grail. Okay, we are just leaving Santa Claus, Indiana. We're on our way to St. Peter's, just past St. Louis, Missouri. Driving across 5 states. We're gonna go pick up the card. The way I actually found this card was through RBI Crew 7 on Instagram, who is a card shop out in this area. I bought my Albert Pujols Bowman chromatograph from them last year at the National. A bunch of great guys to work with, and I saw them post this particular card. I reached out to them. I asked if they were open to moving it because they were excited to get it themselves, and they basically said no. I threw an offer out there, and the offer was competitive, and they decided to listen. As I'm a Rockies fan, maybe that'll give you a hint about what card I'm picking up, and they were willing to work with me. And this card, I legitimately never thought I would have a chance to purchase it. Like legit, I never thought I'd even see it. It's been away for 25 years without being seen, and if I did not pick it up, there's a chance it would literally never be seen again. So on our way to pick it up, hopefully that 25 years ago and Rockies gives you a hint about what it is. Wish me luck. Next time I talk to you, we will be at the card shop. All right, I am here with Tyson at RBI Crew 7, and here is the card I've been hitting at. It is a 1999 Gem Masters Larry Walker 1/1 from Metal Universe. Tyson was actually the one who found this card, so I'm really excited to get it, and I appreciate him knowing what the card was and buying it. Can you tell me a little bit of how you actually found the card?
Yeah, sure. So every day here at RBI Crew 7, we have customers that walk in that want to buy, obviously, but sell or trade. And a customer came in. I've never met him before. Backstory of him is he worked at a card shop about 2002, 2003 when I got to talk to him. And he had 3 or 4 boxes full of cards, just autographs, jersey cards, number cards, rookie cards from like the 2000 era. And so you kind of flip through it and you start seeing some of the old names of, Gordon Beckham and oh gosh, oh boy. And not a lot of craziness, but you never know when you're digging. Ryan, the owner, always told us, 2000, you're looking for pools. With 2001 Brady's, things like this. You always look through stuff like that. I kind of asked him, I said, hey, got a lot of older stuff here. You got anything or something, maybe kind of cool? And, well, I have this. And he pulled that out, and I went, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. And I flip it over in the back because I recognized it was the one and only one, I think is how they worded.
They worded it so well back then.
Oh, yeah,
First,
he was confused.
The only 1/1 Gem Masters is what it says. But when he showed you this, did he know what it was, or is it just something that he knew was kind of unique?
He almost wanted verification that it was what he thought it was. He was like, is this really the only 1/1? I'm like, if it's real, yes, because unfortunately in our hobby they do make forgeries and fakes. So I'm like, it looks okay, but you never know. So I said, let me talk to some people and see what we got, and this might be what you think it is. And sure enough.
So you buy the whole lot to get this one card?
About the whole lot, yeah. Sometimes when we buy lots, we buy it because everything's great. We know exactly where to put it here. Sometimes you buy the lot to get the one special card, and that is exactly what we did here. We needed to get this one, and I don't even know where the rest is. So.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you. Thank you for finding it.
Yeah,
and
thanks
for posting
Congratulations.
it to RBI Crew 7 because I was able to work with them and get a deal done, and it looks awesome in person.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
Tyson. Appreciate you, dude. As you can see, what the Grail card is a 1999 Larry Walker Metal Universe Gem Masters 1/1, and that is very different than a lot of stuff that I collect. Usually I collect not ultra modern, but modern, like 2015 or 2014 or so till now, maybe 2011 until now. And so this is a unique card. What's special about this card is Larry Walker and many other players of that similar era, they may have had their rookie cards in the late 80s, early 90s. And what happened to those players is they had rookie cards, yes, absolutely. They had a lot of them, actually. actually, at least in regards to print numbers. And they even have some rare variations in parallels, but those still aren't that rare. An example of that is Larry Walker in 1990 Topps. He had the Tiffany version, but there's still thousands of those made. And so there isn't a true like rookie card that everybody wants from that particular year. And so what happens is you default to the best card of the best set of that era. And that's kind of where Metal Universe lies. And you can see PMGs, precious metal gems as they're called. Those are the actual main parallel we see from like 1997 through 1999. And we've seen the Jordan, the green PMG go for a ton of money. Same with the red PMG, the Kobe goes for a ton of money. But we actually see baseball introduced to PMGs in 1998. And they're really good looking cards. Maybe even better looking than what this card is, to be fully transparent. Larry Walker has a mountain background on his PMG with a really cool circle design for the actual precious metal gem parallel. The number to 50. But that is actually the most rare parallel. The actual Gem Masters 1 of 1 was not introduced until the next year. These Gem Master 1 of 1s, they just don't pop up. They never pop up. And when they do, they usually go for quite a bit of money. But I do want to talk about the other cards that can have serious value, like the 1997 Flair Showcase 1 of 1, the 1996 Select Certified Gold Mirror out of 30, the 1998 Donruss Crusade Red out of 25, maybe even the 1999 Ultra Masterpiece 1 of 1. Like all these things are great, but the one that stands out to a lot of collectors who collect the 90s as arguably the best card is going to be that Gem Masters 1 of 1. So as a Rockies fan, it's really exciting for me to find, in my opinion, the greatest player to play for our organization. Todd Helton is probably the best player for full career because he played his entire career for the Rockies, while Larry Walker played for Montreal and then played for the Cardinals for the last year and a half of his career. But still, to have the best player, only player in Rockies history to MVP, he did great in the World Series for the Cardinals. It's a player who I've always loved, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. I like him even more. And so I'm stoked to add this to my collection. A little bit different than what I normally have, but nonetheless a really cool card. So we're going to jump back over to talking to Ryan and his team about how they found the card and what's going on with it. Okay, so I'm here with Ryan, who is the owner of RBI Crew 7, and I've actually purchased a few cards from you now. I purchased this Larry Walker, which is great, but I also purchased last year at the National the Albert Pujols Bowman Chrome autograph from you. So I've dealt with him a few times, been excellent, so I want to give him a few seconds just to talk about his shop, where you can find him, and everything in between.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It was crazy. He walked in today, and I was like, I feel like I've met him before, and sure enough, he remembered, and I remember the whole transaction, and it's in a great home. It's still there where it belongs, and I got one as well. So yeah, we've been open since 2012. We opened our first shop in Florissant, Missouri. Moved out here in 2020, so we're, going on 13 years now we've been open. So you can find us in St. Peters, Missouri on Salt Lake Road, RBICrew7.com. You can follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, RBI Crew 7. Real easy to reach us.
Cool. And it'll be at the National this year, won't you?
Correct. We'll have two booths, 3,400 and 3,500 if I'm correct.
And they have good inventory. At the National, there are a few places you need to look, and legitimately their booth has a lot of really great inventory, so check it out if you're going to be there. And other than that, just thank you again for the Walker.
Absolutely, man.
He was very patient. He was on vacation, texting me every couple days with his family.
Giving him an update, let him know where everything was.
Because we agreed to a deal before. It was graded. We wanted to make sure it got graded, and so he was nice enough to do that for me. So
no, didn't mind.
Awesome.
Man.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Yep. I just want to say big shout out again to Ryan and RBI Crew 7 for helping me get this card, working with me as we actually got a deal done. We kind of agreed to a deal before it went to grading, and luckily it still worked out and everything happened. I was able to drive to St. Louis. Well, actually St. Peter's, right past St. Louis, and actually pick the card up, and it was a great experience. One thing I'll say is if you have a Grail card you're looking for, and again, a Grail card doesn't mean it has to be something like a Gem Master. It can be a Grail in your own definition, and that's the fun part of the hobby. That will evolve. Usually what happens with collectors is there's a card that you're seeking, and once you find it, there's something else you're seeking. It's just the collector instinct, and sometimes it can be even a little bit of a letdown once you actually get the card because the search is over. But my advice is save up for it a little bit. You never know when it's going to pop up. For me, it popped up randomly on Instagram, and luckily I had saved some funds for the National that I was able to use for this card that was fully strictly card money from something else that I had sold. And baseball cards are so fun. Moments like this don't come around super often, so enjoy them when they do. And other than that, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of my Gem Master 1 of 1 Larry Walker, and I will see you in the next video.